Well, is there enough money? The point is that if you're not actually making something, there's no money. So it's become very, very difficult to get feature films off the ground, and also people who have a series of movies that in a row that don't make money are put into a thing that's called in Hollywood movie jail. And movie jail is when nobody wants to hire you. And I and many of my friends have spent time in movie jail, and that's when you go, well, okay, I gotta feed the cat. How am I gonna buy cat food? I'm gonna get a job, you know. And that's where series television certainly does come in. Now, cable television is a different story because I think you're seeing a lot of filmmakers who would ordinarily be making theatrical films saying, you know, I'd rather do an episode of Boardwalk Empire. I'd rather do an episode of Dexter. I'd rather do an episode of a show that I like that has a long-form story that can be told over a long period and not compressed into 90 minutes. And this is now very, very popular. And I myself am having trouble keeping up even with these programs because there are just so many of them. And you can't just watch them when they're on. You have to TiVo them or tape them and watch them all at once. And that's quite an investment in time. But I think it's definitely a place where the mid-range movie has gone. It's gone to television. And people now have these big TVs with these huge screens. And the technique of doing movies for television used to be much different than doing theatrical films. TV movies were mostly close-ups and not very wide shots because the screens were small. And now the screens are huge, so you can shoot a movie just like you shoot a TV show. The grammar is very much the same. So I think TV is going to become more and more important as the theatrical film dwindles because the audience for theatrical films is so firmly under 25, which means that certain types of movies that have a lot of sophistication to them are not going to be made for that audience.